Enrique. Welcome from sunny Geneva today, guys. Welcome. Happy
Wow.
Friday to everybody.
Hi, Friday, everybody. It's very nice to see the sun on your face, or more on your left shoulder, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Let's face it.
Can be dangerous because I cannot see anything there.
Yeah. Fantastic. Hello, Peter. How are you doing today?
Very well. Sun, beautiful weather. Geneva is a great place to be for the morning, the good meetings with the clients. So, everything will be fantastic today. And it's Friday, by the way. So it's good.
It's Friday, yeah. If it doesn't go well, it's Friday anyway. So I like this music for the background. We need to keep this one because I really like it. Okay, welcome everyone to the BIM Cafe. Yeah.
Let's go.
Welcome. So I'm gonna start today a new interview, right? We have our small break previously from Easter. I hope everyone is getting ready and better discharged for more and more episodes and content. We have some comments here, by the way. I see David. Hello from Vienna. Okay, hello to you, David, as well. Hi from Malaga in my case, and Geneva. Glad to.
Yesterday was lyric, but Geneva is today. So it's just, guys, good to have you with us. Thank you very much for being with us. And let's start rolling because, we will have the very good guest today, in fact, so which we need to brief it. But before we will say it, Enrique, what about development of our BIM Cafe?
First of all, subscribe button. Don't forget to subscribe there. And exactly, give us the support. And also, you want to keep supporting our BIM Cafe. We have opportunity for that. So please contact us if you want to keep supporting this initiative with some help from you and get mutual benefits. So let us know. We are preparing things for the future and we need more support. So please don't hesitate to contact us if you want to know more. We'll make some publicity, of course, but it will be great to have you on board and make this BIM Cafe something bigger and rolling.
But it's a great news, in fact, Enrique, because right now we're spending more of the time of time of editing the videos instead of talking about the BIM and the construction industry, etc., which is the very good sign. But I think we need to just refocus a little bit more on the core subject. And if you can, guys, support us, will be really fantastic to have you.
Exactly.
So it will be great.
Yeah.
So what we prepare today? Tell me. It's just we will be again just rocking the industry?
Probably we will do every Friday. We find something new to discover about. And today, first question for: do you know what is an enterprise architect? Because this is the title of our guest today. We are having the Amador Caballero. We had the interview with him, and we're talking with him. His profile is his name. You can see there as an enterprise architect, and he's basically the one who is in charge of selecting, assessing, evaluating technologies for the business. So we're going to be focused today, again, not only about BIM, more about technology in the construction industry and having the views from Amador, seeing how a technology can help to develop the business in the construction industry in a better, more efficient.
I think that he has a great job, and I think I always dreamed to be the enterprise architect, to be honest myself, because you really need to combine the knowledge from the different areas, different zones. You need to be multidisciplinary, and you need to see the future. So, wow, yeah. I think that we have the great guest today. So we will rock it.
Let's go. So first clip of, we're going to talk about the technology itself. This is the role that Amador is holding right now. So we ask him how the technology can help the business, right? It is possible assessing, evaluating the different types of new technology coming to the business. Let's take a look at the video and then we comment.
Let's go.
To clarify one thing, which is quite common in our world, that people think that the technology will fix the issues that we have. That is not right. I think there is a lot of background work that needs to be done before we select the tool. And that's what I want to share with you guys today. Before you do any selection, you need to understand how your business works. Okay? Because probably in the same company, you have people that work slightly in a different way. So before you select the tool, you need to understand the process, standardize a process so everybody follows the same way of working. And then you can go to the market, and research the tool that will benefit and will support those processes. And the reason why I want to highlight that is because if you don't do that and you bring a tool, it will be used for some specific people, but probably not for the whole business. And that's what you want to avoid. When you bring something to your business, you want to make sure that it's adopted by everybody. Yeah. I think you need to standardize a process, because otherwise, if you go through the technology directly, you will end up with duplication, because technology at some point will be overlapping next to each other. And that's what you would like to avoid. But yeah, I understand that, for some specific cases or some specific companies,
Okay.
probably could be an approach. But technology is expensive. So when you make a decision to go with one company or the other, you want to make sure that you do the right, background, due diligence, and select the right thing for you.
I think he was the one of the things he's right. Sorry, Enrique, to interrupting you, but I think one of the key elements here is technology will not solve the issue. We haven't really found that that's normal. Okay, we know this as a former guy who just managed the different ITs. For sure, technology is not the solution. You need to know the nitty gritty of the business. So that's really really clear. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what Amador was saying.
It's becoming very hot here, so sorry, just
the sun is getting toward your middle chair, so
yeah, because
but in the BIM Cafe you will be fully light.
Yeah.
Well, so
sorry.
Good point that Amador said as well, like saying with the importance of technology will solve the issues, and also you cannot just take everything. You need to assess, evaluate, see if it's going to really fit your business. And one thing that says at the end, technology, not all of them, but some of the applications, software, or anything, can be very expensive. So you cannot just give a shot. You need to do your diligence, as he said, and work behind to
right. And guys, the guys who just listening, who join us for the first time, you will see the whole video will be released at 10 o'clock today. So 10:30 today.
10:30.
You can see all of the extracts and all of the information here. We try just to pull the most important for us in our perspective, the way how we see this development going forward. So don't just be shy. 10:30 it will be on the YouTube channel, so just you can see all of the details. Sorry, Enrique, just try to, because there's a new
no worries
people coming today. It's Friday. It's a sunny day. We are rocking, guys. Thanks. Sorry.
Fantastic. Well, the second topic we link with this one. This is why I asked Amador. So, how to assess technology to realize that it's going to really help our business? He mentioned two main things: user friendliness and also supportive, that the technology can really get your feedback and adapt to your needs, right? Let's take a look at the clip and we comment afterwards.
I think you need to consider all these scenarios, because changing is not a straightforward exercise, because every time you change something, it means that you need to educate and train people again. Okay, so then you need to evaluate the benefits and the cons before you make that decision. We've been through different changes in the common data environment, tools, for example, and it's been a long process, because there is a lot of different opinions. You need to listen to everyone and take on board the comments. But at some point, you have to make a decision.
Yeah.
The fact that the technology is easy to use, it's critical. Okay. Otherwise, it doesn't matter how good the technology is, that unless it's user-friendly, will not be adopted. Okay. But something just going to the next point also, I will give you an example now. It's not only about how easy it is to use and which are the benefits that you can get. It's about also the support that you get from senior leaders. Okay, so anything that you try to bring to the business needs to be fully supported by directors and senior managers. Okay, otherwise it's likely that also will not be adopted. Okay, people don't like changes. Okay, that's something that we have to face every day, and people copy behaviors. So if you see senior leaders, encouraging the use of the technology, people will follow. Otherwise, you will struggle.
I think that's again the one of the common themes which he mentioned. So we talk about the technology itself and everything, and then the part of the change management and making sure that the people are just adopting it. So that's very good. Again, 10:30 you will see the whole extract. But Enrique, there is a questions from David on the chat. So let's just stop a little bit what we are doing here and just go in a little bit to answer his question.
Thank you, David. By the way, we love this quick question. We usually get it on email afterwards or when people watch the recap. So thanks for interacting in live. It's great.
Yeah.
How do you merge the individual needs of an organization versus standardization through the industry?
Okay, so I think that this is the great question. And I just seriously, I don't know how to answer this, and that's really potentially not very bad for the guys who just sitting for this for the last 2 years. But that's what we're really struggling a lot. But from my perspective, and Enrique, I'm just very open to just to hear all of your comments. But I will rather try just to go for the needs of the clients from the beginning, and really challenge the standards. I know the standards is some just to put the traffic lights for us, just to put the direct lines for us. But the standards can be changed again. It takes a lot of time, etc. But we need to challenge the standards. So for me, the individual part is really important, and try really influence the standards later on. For the construction industry, I think this is still feasible. This is doable. Some other industry will be more difficult, like a healthcare. Sorry, guys, I'm close to the train station, so you will hear a lot of noises. Sorry for that. I haven't expected that one. What do you think?
Let me recall one of our previous guests. You remember, Piotr, last season we had a talk, a very good talk, in my opinion, with Aitor Aragon, the guy who works for the standardization body in Spain, UNE. And he answered this in a way because Peter was challenging like the speed of the standards versus the speed of the industry. And he said something that from this view, because they are creating standards and some norms, they are creating them open enough to have a room for the businesses to kind of interpret and adapt those standards to the real needs. No, we're talking in this case, I think, about the values itself. So like they avoid to give exact values of this is the minimum you can have for this type of SA or whatever, but having them open enough so the individual needs of the organization, as David said, can adapt to them. I don't know if it is a practical case is like that, or the centralization are so close, but I agree with Peter that those needs to be challenged, because at the end, of course, the people who make the standards, they can be the one who not have more knowledge about it, but at the end, they don't have the full scope of the business.
Yeah, we will be still riding the horses, guys. Okay, so it's just, I think it's really just, if you will just not put some challenges to the horse industry in the past. And by the way, I think, Enrique, what we can do, and this is for David, we can put the link into the copy of the mail slate in the video, just to make sure that you can reference back to the video about the standards. I think that's really the good idea. So thank you very much for just challenging us. That's very good. Of course, it's completely destroyed the flow of the day, but this is great, guys. Challenging us, just put the challenging questions, and we will try to answer. We cannot answer you on the chat directly, but we can just we can discuss it. We see the chats coming. There is a different platforms going to YouTube and the LinkedIn on the same time, so it's impossible to see everything's coming from the different platforms. Sorry for that, but keep going. What the third point from which we are getting from our guest?
Well, so from Amador, we're gonna finish the topic about the technology itself, and something very important that he said about the willingness to collaborate with technologies and companies who share and offer their APIs, not to be willing to adapt the technology to their business and vice versa. So let's jump into the video, and afterwards we comment.
Yeah, let's go.
There is no tool that can do everything.
Yeah.
Okay. You need to keep that in mind, that you need to find different platforms. Okay. But you want to make sure that those platforms, they can communicate to each other. Okay. Through the use of APIs, they can collaborate, just to avoid the duplication of data or duplication of functionalities. Okay. So the collaboration between different platforms, it's important. And when you go to the market, you will find that some companies, they are very open-minded. They don't mind to share the APIs and work with other companies. But some other companies, they are the opposite. Okay, so they are very close and they don't want to share anything. Obviously, there is always some exceptions that you have to make, but you want to work with companies that, you know, they can collaborate and make your life a bit easier. Yeah.
Okay, so a company said they want to share the API or open their coding thing. This is okay. You are not a good solution for me, right?
Yeah, I agree. So I mean, as I say, there's always exceptions that you have to go through, you know. But try to work with companies that they are more open-minded and they want to share the APIs. Yeah.
So sharing
APIs. Yeah. This is for me so important topic.
Guys, this is great. You know, I think this is coming also from the guys starts coming from the industry. Sharing is really the next steps really for all of the construction economy industry. I hope.
We don't want to hold create some value, something valuable to hold it by ourselves. No way to share it. Of course, you get the benefit from it, but it's important that I remember from some technical comment. But there is a turning point in the use of Revit, for example, when they open their API, so people could go inside their API and make some customized tools and routines and everything. So it really bumped it up their use. So that's why it's a way of saying that opening your code, talking as a technology provider, is not like opening yourself and getting like a shop inside, right? It's going to help you to establish more connections and build better relationship and also spread your use. So good point from Amador.
Yeah, no, that's very, very good. So just we can see still some comments coming, and different guys coming from different places in the world. We see the people from Europe, we see the people from Asia, the Africa. Thank you very much for joining, guys. Again, that's as we said, you know, this is going streaming in the YouTube, on the LinkedIn, the parallel. So just we do not really sure how we can count all of the guests, and we don't see really which the source coming from. So that's great to be with us. Thank you for being with us. There is one question from Ashutosh, which is coming from India. I think this is coming about the one of the questions about the benefit of the freelancing. To be very honest, guys, I think you really have the day of the month which you're asking the questions which I don't know how to answer, and the beneficial of freelancing as a BIM specialist. I think for the BIM, if you're talking about the modeling and being the modeler, I think it makes sense. But it's really difficult sometimes to do the onboarding. So that's the reason as well what we are doing as a service for our company. We have some process for preparing the BIM modelers, making sure that they are following the standards, and then putting them with the clients and merging them with the clients. But being as a freelancer, so just I think it will be a little bit more complex. I think that's what my feeling is. Maybe I'm completely wrong. So chat with me and let's talk about it later on about the freelancing and the BIM itself. Sorry, Enrique, for breaking again the
No worries.
flow.
All the guests and live questions are more than welcome. This is why we do this live. Otherwise, it will be always pre-recorded and structured, right? Let's jump on the next clip because it's a very interesting one. First of all, we're talking about the value of BIM, and this is something very critical here. Amador was part of leading a project. It was a study to get a real value, monetized value of how much you can save with BIM.
Correct.
And the outcome is that they couldn't really measure it. No, we're gonna check out the video, but just to comment to our viewers, on the link on the event and on the video in YouTube, you will have the access, because Amador shared with us the access to that report, so you guys can go inside and share it. Okay, it's important also if you want to take a look to the report itself.
So don't forget to subscribe. My God, I'm really becoming the real YouTuber. So just don't forget to subscribe, and just you will see the links on the YouTube channel as well. Sorry.
Perfect. So let's take a look at the BIM value.
Let's go.
Get the basics right. And when I'm saying get the basics right, I'm talking about forget about the 3D model and make sure you have three things. One is the common data environment. So make sure you have the right common data environment to manage the information, which the whole BIM thing is manage information in the better way. Get the right workflows to approve information, and make sure you have the right standardized naming protocol for that information. Okay, those three things for me are the backbone of BIM. Okay, which is information management. If you can get those three things in the right place, which is not easy, even though it may sound very simple, if you can get those three things right, then you can implement BIM as much as to the different levels you want. Okay, because the BIM process for me is very simple.
Okay, this is an example that we're doing live things. It was not the right video. Apologize for that. Even I clicked different one. But let's comment it afterwards. So important here is about with the Amador as this experience of implementing BIM. How can you get like high level topics to implement BIM properly? So he said something I like: get your basics right. So common environment and structure naming and workflows to approve the information. Is basically we're talking here, you see, as information management. We don't want to talk more about BIM all the time. It's information management, easier to spread and understand and accept as well. So those three things, at the end, looks really easy, but they're not that much, no? So common environment to share the information, naming structure, and the workflows to approve it. If you get those right, so you can implement a BIM workflow easy in a project. Okay, the word easy has so many so many notes, footnotes, but I think it's pretty simple sort of to say, okay, those three pillars to make a proper BIM implementation. What do you think, Peter?
No, I think it's right. I'm not sure if I hear it too well. It's just he said BIM, it's easy or it's not easy. I'm not really sure.
It's simple. He wants to say the end is simple, but we're talking about a very high level here. Yeah.
Yeah, so just BIM is simple, yeah, for sure. You know, that's the reason why we're spending for a year and a half right now discussing, and each week we are having some challenging topics to discuss it. So yeah, no, I hear him, but guys, I think this is also interesting just to challenge him if you would like to go back to the video and start to challenging our guests as well with your questions and with your ideas. So I hear it. It's, you know, it's always the process. But it's just, you know, it's like we miss the video right now. Sometimes you make mistakes, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
in the BIM, it's just, you know, you have the complexity, which is 10,000, 50,000 more important than we are doing here. So it's possible to make still mistakes.
Well, let's go on to the promised video, the value of BIM. Okay, we're going to hear about that report. I promise you I won't click the one now.
Go for a value.
I mean, my experience on quantifying the benefits of BIM, I find it's very hard. We collaborate with PwC in 2018 when they did the report to quantify the benefits of a BIM on the project. If you look at the report, you will see that the benefits of the class detection or design coordination and the use of the 3D model was not really quantified. And the reason why it was not quantified is because we found really, really hard to put a number on each design mistake that we identified using the model. You know, and the reason why we found it so difficult is because we found many errors using the models, but we couldn't tell if those mistakes could have been identified later on using traditional methods. Okay, so the tools help us to identify those mistakes very early in the design stage, but probably you could have those mistakes identified few weeks later on the traditional way. I mean, when we did the report, we compared. So you will see that there is some benefits identified by the designers, by the construction team, and by the facility management team. So there is some benefits which have been clearly captured and quantified. But we just find it really hard to quantify all the different design errors identified through the design coordination and class detection process.
Okay.
It's just because it's a bit unfair, because you don't know if that design error that you identify on day one using a model could have been identified on week 2 on a traditional method.
So the answer is we don't know, right? Again.
The answer is only we don't know. Guys, again, check YouTube channel if you want to see the link on the description of the video to check that report. I think it's pretty interesting. To have a look, it's pretty good, but the answer is very sad to say we don't know. I agree with Amador. It's hard to give a value to this, but of course, he even said that, saying that okay, having a error we detect with BIM, it could have been detected 2 weeks after with classical methods. Yes, perfect. You cannot quantify that. It's hard to give a value, but you save 2 weeks time of an error. So for sure there is a value. It was hard to quantify. This doesn't mean that BIM has not a value, but it's hard to quantify in terms of time saving. I think we can give a value there. I don't know.
We
We'll have
must.
some
This
discussion with
is business, Enrique. Just as what I'm fighting with you from the beginning. We need to give the value to the BIM projects and to all of the objects, etc. That's if we don't have it, we will not do this. That just we are not in the charity business. This is the construction, the one of the biggest industry, the biggest industry in the world, right? So no way that we can just work without having the value. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. So there is a value there. Still haven't found the
magic formula.
Number of euros per minute save or detected an error, right? Something like that. But well, this can be, I imagine, like you can be, okay, this error leads 2 weeks time, price for the operator who will need, so you save that time, right? We can do some formulas work out there to give some numbers. So.
Yeah, and we have some very good videos in the varying. I think, Enrique, we are coming to the close, right? We're getting to the, very close to the end. We have the one video more just to share.
Yeah, one quick video more talking about data analytics and to close up the chapter and how it's important. This is a controversial topic, so let's go on it and we close the episode.
Construction industry, we collect a lot of data, a lot of information, but probably we don't always do it in the right way. It's not always structured data, okay? So sometimes we don't collect the data that we need to make informed decisions, okay? That's what I'm trying to say, is that business, they should start to think how data can help them, okay? Which information they need to get the best outcomes. We finish a tender stage, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, okay? But you should always get a feedback, or you should try to get a feedback from the customer, from the appointing party, to understand, what their thoughts are, what you did well and what you didn't do so well, okay? So many times this kind of feedback, it's a letter, okay? It's an email. That is not structured data. That will not help you to make informed decisions in the future, okay? If you are able to collect those different informations and make sure that you structure it in the right way, the next time that you tender a project, you can consider those feedbacks, okay? So you can reinforce what you did well and fix what you didn't do so well, okay? There is many situations like, understand which kind of projects you do very well, okay? Because if you are fantastic delivering commercial offices and you are not so good delivering hospitals, just focus to deliver commercial offices, It's something so simple, but there is so many projects and so much information that sometimes these considerations are not taken on board. And related to data analytics are the lessons learned. Okay, that's something I put a lot of effort during the last year, was to capture lessons learned on projects, on BIM projects. Okay, which mistakes we made during the delivery of the BIM project, okay, and what we did very well.
I think he was right. I think in terms of the data analytics, that's our future really for the construction. But let's just don't mix it. I think this is really the next stage for me. But maybe I'm again a little bit not faced with this. But
yeah, this is a bit controversial still. During the interview, I invite people again to jump over and watch the full interview, which is going to be released in a minute. There's some okay, it should be this structure, this feedback should be structured. Sorry. Will be helpful, won't be no, because Peter, you were defending that feedback will never be a structure, no? Amador was saying an email, in a letter, so it always depends. The question is how to make it useful at the end, right? How to make it useful and how to use it for the future, not only for you, for your whole team or company, right? This is the key about analyzing the data and the feedback in a structured way, so we don't lose it.
Structure is a key. I think in the BIM, this is the part, and the analytics will be there, but I will really just focus on the fundamentals first. You cannot. I love all of this discussion about the ChatGPT and the learning things. If you learn this machine with the bad things, you will have the bad output. If you have the data analytics with the wrong data, you will have the wrong output. So just let's think about the process, implementing proper data points, and then start to building analytics on top of it, right? I'm just that's again my old engineering school, but that's good. Guys, I think we need to wrap it up. Thank you very much, Enrique, for a Friday meeting. This is great. Again, thank you very much, all of you who joined. Thank you very much, guys, for just watching later on replay. Thanks, thank you. That was one of the greatest days, really, in terms of the number of viewers for now. So thank you for this. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm just becoming the YouTuber. My God. Please don't forget to subscribe.
Newsletter, 8,500 subscribers we hit this week. Keep going there. Please give us some support there, because we're releasing articles every week, new one coming up today as well. Some of the interviews, script from these interviews, having the reading the magazine, some of the headlines of that, very interesting as well. We want to hear your feedback, so please go to the newsletter, go to our channel, and you will have us everywhere in your feed. And
if you just as what Enrique said on the beginning, if you wish to join us, to support us, just drop us the message, come over, and we can just try to work together. We also have the options for the companies as well to helping us, just so we will not spend the 8 nights for editing the video. So guys, come over, talk about the BIM, talk about the construction industry. Thank you very much for being with us. Subscribe, as Enrique said, and so we will see each other next week.
Next week, 10 a.m. Friday, we wait for you here, guys. Have a lovely sunny weekend wherever you are. Enjoy.
I'm to this place right now, so that's it. Thank you, guys. Have a great Friday, and have a great weekend, guys. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.